we shook. I know. Hey, watch this. Head and shoulders, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes. Eyes, ears, mouth, nose. Head and shoulders, knees and toes. Head, head. And shoulders, knees and toes. Honey, it's okay. I know it's been rough because we'll have a hard time sleeping. You wanna play patty cake? Patty cake, a baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it. And you roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, and you roll it, and you mark it with a B, and you put it in the oven for baby and me. Yeah! What do you want? What do you want? What is it, honey? What is it? Don't feel too good. Here, hey. See, I know you don't feel that good. Say, I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you, to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. The cross before me, the world behind me. The cross before me, the world behind me. The cross before me, the world behind me. No turning back, no turning back. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, still I will follow. No turning back, no turning back.
Hey you guys, I am here in DC at the Right to Life March. It's intense. Oh Jesus. There's a big crowd here. Such an important issue. I don't do a lot of super political talks on my lives, but this issue, honestly, is probably the main political issue that is in my prayers. Hey Tanya, it's really intense for me because well, you know, I was 19 when I got pregnant and being physically abused during my pregnancy. It's intense. My mom used to volunteer when I was growing up at a resource center for pregnant women. And I don't think they did ultrasounds at that time, but they did pregnancy tests. And, wow, look at this crowd. I'm just coming in at the front of it. All hell broke loose, tried to get me out of here, not to come. The baby came down with a really bad fever last night, just out of the blue, and I prayed her out of it. And then right before I was leaving, I have this huge metal ship on my dresser. And I was kind of leaning over the dresser. She was underneath my feet between me and the dresser. And this ship fell. And it was like supernatural resource reflex mama reflexes that if you can see, it's all up my arm and my back because I was actually naked. I just came out of the shower, and that ship fell on me. It's kind of symbolic, you know, mothers protecting their babies. She was crying, and I didn't know for a minute that she wasn't hurt. I took the whole brunt of it. But anyway, this is a huge issue for me. I remember when my mother took me to those places, seeing pictures as a child of aborted. So intense. Aborted babies. And that stuck with me. And so I never considered abortion when I was pregnant and in an abusive relationship and terrified. Actually, me and my mom, I was sort of planning on faking a miscarriage because I was so afraid. She worked in labor and delivery and said she could find something for me to put in the toilet. I remember that conversation. But I had friends, you know, I was a stripper, and I had friends, like, I've had an abortion, it's no big deal, it'll be over in a minute, and you won't have this problem anymore. And if it hadn't been, honestly, for the foundation my mom laid, and me seeing those pictures, I might have considered it. And so, that would have been forced. It was just crazy that, you know, as a country, we put up with this for so long. It's just awful. But anyway, you guys pray. I'm wondering if Jesus. Anyway, I'm gonna go march. Look at all these people. My gosh, there's a ton of people here. There's a ton of people. There's a sea of people here. I need to find a sign for sale. I didn't bring Abigail-Rose out because she had that fever last night. And it was right at her nap time. I mean, I honestly think the voices of the moral should be louder. I wondered right after because I don't post political stuff much, right after I posted that abortion stuff, that I was coming to this, I had a couple of partners defund me. I don't know if it had anything to do with it, the timing. It's not me judging anybody who's been through it. I feel bad for anybody who's been through it. I have had friends that have been through it. Talked to a lot of women, some with regrets and some without. Not every woman has regrets about it. There was a girl I talked to when I worked at the prison. She'd had 4 abortions. I remember her telling me it didn't bother her at all. And just yesterday, I thought this was interesting because she got out of prison and she friended me on Facebook. I won't say her name, but look at this crowd. So just yesterday, she posted, I guess she's staying with her parents. She said, my mom, when I get mouthy, said to me, you better be glad I didn't abort your ASS. And I thought, you know what? She probably has a sibling that was aborted and that maybe some kind of a curse.
So you just like me to figure out like this stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at that. I had hoped I could meet some partners down here, but it didn't happen. Honestly, this issue is so important to me. I don't care if I lose 2,000 followers over it, honestly. Because I truly think, you know, I have followers that aren't believers, I'm sure, and that have different views, but I have a hard time believing that you have the Spirit of God if you are not against abortion. Because that is such deception. I mean, like, if you don't have an issue with abortion, I seriously question if you know God at all.
We are the pro-life generation. We are the pro-life generation.
Is always quickly chained, and the idea of regret is balked at. I had a good career, freedom to travel, but I was dying on the inside. As I look back, so was everyone else around me. My family and my friends are all scarred by abortion. The men suffered too from my choice, and their lives bear witness to those choices. Drugs, prison. It pains me that I took away their choice. It took 2 decades before I found healing and truth while at a Rachel's Vineyard retreat. They opened the door and let the sunlight in. God bless those souls that pulled me from that pit. But today is a new day, and the night has ended. And as the Gospel of John bears witness, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. It is for my children and for truth that I will be silent no more.
Donations to the march.
Everybody?
Make your donation to the March for Life. 100% comes to the march. Donate to the March for Life. Donate to the March for Life. Donate to the march. Support the march. Support the March for Life. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed.
so I took 3 pregnancy tests. Well, the day before yesterday. Well, in the last week. I forgot to mark when I had my last cycle. But it was around Christmas. And I just took a pregnancy test. And it's positive. You can barely see the line, but they say that doesn't matter. I'll go to the Dollar Tree and pick up like 4 more. 3. 2 maybe. Take it in the morning. But do you remember one of those tests that I took had a false positive? And I thought that was strange, but that was like 5 days ago. Wasn't it about 5 days ago? So I think it was like, maybe. And then I had a negative one after that. So I took another one the next day and it was negative. And then today, and there is definitely, you can't really see it, but there's 2 lines. So I'm going to get stuff. Dave's finishing the bookshelf today, and so he's in his work clothes. And then I'm joining a gym and I'm going to work out. I've got to get my body ready for the 2nd and 3rd trimester. So I got 3 months, and 3 months is the perfect amount of time to get my muscles up. So that's what I'm going to do. Yay! Well, pray this one takes. So I was actually pregnant at the Women's March. March for Life.
Hey.
I'm so happy. Are you happy?
Oh, very happy.
Our first chance. First chance. As Forrest said, Dave, you're not shooting blanks.
I was like, yeah, I'll make another one. Don't worry.
Oh, honey, I get it now. Remember, I saw the giraffe. Did you see the last week's vlog?
You were like 6 of them. What's the 6th one? Oh
it's
no,
the baby.
it's
the baby we lost.
Yeah, we've got a family
Of 6. For a minute there, I was worried that it was twins.
Twins. Ooh.
But I think that other giraffe was the baby we lost.
Okay.
So what all does it have? Carrots, celery.
Carrots and celery and parsley is going to be the bulk of what's in the soup. The stock also has onions and garlic.
And the chicken is organic, all natural. Makes a difference. What kind of noodles are you using? Those egg noodles?
Yeah, white egg noodles. And the secret that I learned from the last couple of times that it worked out like I expected, you cook the noodles in their own water rather than cooking them in the broth. It's cooked noodles that go into the chicken.
What happens if you don't do that?
They kind of soak up the broth, and it's not as soupy. It's more like a stew.
Oh, okay.
It's not nearly as good.
I'm gonna go lay back down, honey. Thank you.
Of this or the victim of that.
You're an overcomer, more than an overcomer. Chicken soup. Honey, that looks really good. We gotta boil it down so that the vegetables are really soft for the baby. Thank you, honey.
I get it to a simmer, then we leave it at a simmer.
Tomorrow we feast.